Hey King of the Roots here with a quick live. Uh quick PSA, not even quick PSA, but I'm not sure, but I think I'm done with the free for dreads. I just can't get myself to cut them off because once I meet everybody or I see other people who just met me, they're always like, no, don't cut your dreads off. It takes so long for you to grow 'em, which it didn't take me that long, but I get what you're saying. It takes long to grow hair. And I've gotten them done before and they look all nice and pretty and things like that, but keeping them up, especially with the type of life I live and just how I am. I've never been a big person to care about my hair. I used to always wear it short with a nice little swoop or a nice little perm and slick it down, whatever. Yeah, but when I was seeing, I'm like, damn, my hair's so nappy. But truth be told, it's not. It's very healthy. Well, it may have some areas that are dry and brittle and broke off, whatever. But it's healthy. It's growing. You see all this new growth. But I definitely now I'm starting to want pretty dreads in the area I live in. It's predominantly white, so it's not a lot of hairdressers who can get in this hair and do what they need to do. And then two, I hate sitting there. Why do it seem that like every black hairdresser who do hair out there, do a hair out of their house, that whole stereotype with them, like when you get there, they've got to deal with their kids. They're never ready when you get there. Just all the above that they be putting in those little videos when they be talking about when you do it like a hairdresser who does like hair outside their house, like all the above they have going on, and it always takes you like if it takes your hair normally an hour and a half, it's gonna take you triple that just because, which I don't mind. It's usually a fun time and well worth it in the end, but that's just usually how it is, and then I just hate sitting there. Period. But yeah, I'm a little over it, you guys. Like I really am. Then you have some who didn't lot that haven't lot because they're free form and I need somebody to go in and twist certain ones and bind them certain ways so they can finally lock up and grow and grow a certain way or whatever. Anywho, um I'm a big true crime I'm a big true crime viewer. And I love true crime. I love the stories. I love the people who create these platforms and talk about it and advocate for true crime in certain cases that didn't get certain coverage, or certain cases that went cold, or certain cases that may be vintage, whatever. But one thing that I've noticed in the true crime world and when it comes to true crime cases is that, and it hits really close to home because my cousin, he is a Mormon. And when he became Mormon, it wasn't a really big deal to me at the time, or it kind of just I didn't realize what was really going on and like how crazy it is that he really is a Mormon. And not only that, I think maybe almost 2 years ago, um, and not just 2 years either, on and off. I've studied almost all the religions, and there's so many more. Well, not all of them, but I've studied quite a few, and I've joined quite a few in a sense. Maybe not baptized or initiated into them, but I've joined them to see what they're about. And I was studying to become a Mormon, I think about 2 years ago. And the one thing that I really liked about them is that they take care of the people. I don't care what nobody says about them. Now, their Bible, their Bible, and this, I believe the guy's name in the Bible, they're not their God, but they're like Prophet Joseph Smith or whoever the fuck he is. It's a very interesting Bible that he wrote, or book, the Book of Mormon, and it's a just their doctrine in general and what they believe is very interesting, to say the least. But the one thing, like I said, that I learned besides them kind of being weird is that they take care of the people, they look out for the people, and when you're a part of that church, it's almost like being a part of a black family, or like being in the hood, or being in a small, like growing up in a small area, because there ain't shit that you can do that everybody else in the church usually don't know, which can be good or bad because at times you probably do want privacy. But that's just how it is, and that's actually what really made me like them, because like if you're sick or something like this, and a lot of churches do this, they come by, they send the pastors over, they send the ushers over, Sister Banks and Sister Johnson come over and bring you a bun cake and soup. That's all churches and organizations. But like the Mormons, like even down to like your rent, if you need a car, all of that. When I say they look out for their people, they look out for the people. And when you join them, they really ride and die for you when it comes to that, making sure that you are, I'm not going to say are living your best life, but you have all of the main amenities if you can't afford them. Not saying they're going to pay for everything for you, but you don't have to hesitate to ask, and it probably will be given, or they will very quickly find you an avenue to get those things. So I really enjoyed that, and that's what really caught my eye about them. I was like, I really like their community and their this family energy and how they care about each other, even though it can be overbearing when you may at times want privacy or you may not always want certain things to be known by everybody in the church. It's very close knit and it's very tight. But I said all that to say this. I wanted to talk about how in true crime what I started to notice. And I've heard a bunch of stories now. There are some YouTubers who have like thousands of videos of thousands of different cases. So there's a bunch of cases I probably would have never known about, but I'm very hip to a lot of different cases now. And one thing that I notice when it comes to Mormon people in the Mormon cases is that I've noticed that there are a lot of true crime Mormon cases or people in these true crime stories who were Mormon and actually lived where the temple was, which I believe is in Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah, which they have this big temple that's like beautiful. But anyway, I believe that's like their headquarters or whatever you want to call it, like where everything like the ultimate place you go when you are a Mormon. If you really want to be close to a bunch of Mormons, I think it's just like straight Mormons out there in like Salt Lake City, Utah. That's just like a Mormon hut, whatever. But yeah, but the thing that I noticed is that in true crime they have a lot of crazy stories about like two Mormons coming together and getting married, and then like either the wife killing the whole family or the dad killing the whole family. There was the Susan Powell and I believe Scott Powell, and then there was another one I heard today. And then there's been quite a few other stories, but the Susan Powell story I've rewatched it by one of my favorite YouTubers and heard it a bunch of times. So that's why I really remember the name because I believe in the end, when everything was said and done with him, allegedly they do believe that he killed his wife. She was never discovered, but he did blow up the house after I think taking a hatchet or a axe and killing his sons on a not CPS visit on a supervised what do you call it, a supervised visit with his kids, visitation. He I believe when it was said and done after the house blew up and they did the autopsy and stuff like that and found the bodies and were able to make it inside of Scott Powell's house, they found that he killed his kids, I think, with a hatchet or some shit like that, and maybe even shot them. And then he blew up the house with all of them in there. And like I said, the wife and their mother, Susan Powell, went missing like a year before or sometime before, but it's pretty obvious that he allegedly killed her too. I can't prove it, but if you know the story, you know. But yeah, I just found it interesting, and I want to know what it is because you would think with Mormonism, with it being like, with it being such a strict religion, people who usually join them, one, it's usually like hereditary, and you are brought up in it. But even if you weren't brought up in it and you find it later on in life, those people, it's kind of like Jehovah Witnesses. It's not like your regular, just like Baptist Christians or even Catholic Christians. Like when you're in it, you usually go by the doctrine and you stick to the rules and you know you don't really cut too many corners and things like that. So it's so funny when you hear these stories because like I said, it's a lot of Mormon stories where like these families in the end they seem so perfect and when you come out of it, when it's all said and done, like the story is crazy if crazy as fuck, like I said, and one of the partners or one of the parents ends up like taking out everybody, if not just their spouse, everybody in the whole fucking family. It just has me wondering, like, what is up with this whole Mormonism thing? Like, is it something? Is there an energy in? Because it, to be honest, I really feel like Mormonism is a cult, but I'm gonna leave that there. But is it an energy in the doctrine? Like, what is it? Is there an energy attached to this religion and this spiritual path? What is it? Because, like I said, it's a very strict religion. They believe, heavily in like the old school ways, like the man goes to work, the woman takes care of the household and the kids, all that old school shit. And it goes even deeper than that. It's not just that surface shit, it's very deep. But, and we know looks can be deceiving, and we all know that we are all made of sin. So, not saying that we think these people are perfect, but it's just like when you hear these stories, and then, like I said, when you start to like, you'll hear 10 true crime stories, and like at least two of them out of the 10 are like a case out of Salt Lake City, or it doesn't even have to be in Salt Lake City, but it's about a Mormon family where something drastic like this has taken place. And it's just like, what the fuck? So it has me wondering. It makes me want to study more. It makes me even want to go like sit down and talk with a whole bunch of Mormons and ask them like, what is up? What do you guys think? Have you guys even peeped that that in your community you guys don't find it funny? Are you guys a part of it? Does this is it like Hollywood and the elite where they're practicing like this kind of like lower level energy religion where you have to in a sense sacrifice? Are they unconsciously having to sacrifice for this religion without knowing it, saying these people who end up killing their families? Is it some type of dude that has to be paid to some type of piper or to their god that they believe in? Like, what is it? It's some kind of energy entangled in this religion that be having these motherfuckers go crazy. And a lot of times it has nothing to do with them being Mormon or like their doctrine. That's not what I'm talking about. It's just the fact that excuse me, you guys, what I found is that they just happen to be Mormon. That's just what it is. And some of these stories, it does have some of it does have something to do with the doctrine, but like the reason why they're killing is not because they're Mormon, they just happen to be Mormon. And I found it's a bunch of stories like that, and the stories end up being very similar. Like I said, with it being like a big ass family, because I'm gonna guess they don't believe in contraceptives like condoms and things like that and birth control. And then everything seems okay, or one of the spouses is abusive, they try to get away, and then he takes everybody out, or she takes everybody out and kills the whole family. So, like I said, it makes me wonder: is there something more to this religion that we don't know? Do the elders know? The higher ups inside of this religion know what's really going on? Um, like, what is it? Is it like on some Illuminati shit where, like, if you're not, you have to be in it to know what's going on, or is it just like normal life? And even other Mormons are not like putting it together. That there's a lot of stories where a lot of y'all people keep killing their families up. Like, what is it? I don't fucking know. But it's very weird to me. I would like to know more. That is something I would definitely like to take a deep dive on and like research and figure out what the fuck is up with that energy and why we keep having repeats of these true crimes going down with these Mormon folk, especially in Salt Lake City. Anywho, um, what's next on my list? Storm Monroe and Jaguar Wright. It seems like they're paired back up after this whole Diddy shit has gone. I don't really watch Storm Monroe like that, but he's on my page and I do see him come up. But I believe that he's had Jaguar Wright back on his page a couple of times, discussing the whole Cassie and Diddy lawsuit, even some stuff about Tasha K, I'm gonna guess, and so on and so forth. Jaguar Wright doing what she does best and spilling all the secrets of the industry. Um, I just feel like, in a sense, like, don't go crawling back to Jaguar right now, Storm. I mean, you drug her in the mud. Like, everybody's gonna look at it like maybe Jaguar Wright was on some bullshit, but I think that Storm Monroe is using Jaguar Wright again, and you guys will probably say, "What does he need her for?" Because Jaguar Wright is one of them people from the industry. Regardless of how far she has fallen out of grace with the industry, she is still, in a sense, where Storm wants to be. Now, he may not want to be a part of Hollywood, because don't get me wrong, because I'm sure he could respond to this and say, like, I don't want to be a part of Hollywood. I don't want to be mainstream. I don't want to do what them people are doing, because he exposes some of them people too and talks about some of those stories. What I'm saying is that I just find it funny. Um, I don't know what I'm saying with that. I'm just gonna say I find it interesting that Storm Monroe and Jaguar Wright have paired back up for some videos and some interviews. And if I was Jaguar Wright, I wouldn't fuck with him. I just really wouldn't. I wouldn't give him. I think at the time when they had came together before they had the falling out, like some of his videos got the most views ever because Jaguar Wright was a part of them. And not saying that Storm Monroe is not talented. I've just never cared for him, and the one reason I really don't care for him is because he oozes the fact that he is a homosexual, and he swears to God that he's not. And I don't know it. And we've met other people like that before, but something about him. Every once in a while, you meet a guy or girl like him who is clearly living a lie, and it just get under your skin. And I'm not the only one. Like, a lot of his fans and a lot of people who watch him just can't get off the fact that we all are pretty sure he's gay, and he swears to God that he's not. But that's besides the point. Moving on. What else is on my list? I have to remember what I put on the title. So we talked about Mormonism. We talked about can I see the title? We talked about Jaguar Ray. Oh damn, I don't remember what else I put on there, you guys, because I really wanted to just come and talk about that Mormonism. And I was like, I'll talk about a couple of other things while I'm on here on live. I don't remember what I put on there. Storm Monroe and Jaguar Ray. Oh, I didn't miss something. Mormonism. Damn, you guys, I think I forgot. I don't remember anymore. So I don't know. Hold on, you guys, give me a second. I really do not fucking remember at all what I put on here for the title and what I was going to come talk the topic. I was Santa Morte. I want to come and give praise and thanks to Santa Morte and show her some love to all of you guys and welcome you to come work with Santa Morte as well. Santa Morte has done a lot of stuff for me, and there were times when I didn't even realize it was Santa Morte or I didn't give her the things that she deserved, and nothing bad happened like that. That's not why I'm coming to say this. I'm just coming to say that I just didn't realize at the time, being caught up in life, how much Santa Morte rides for me, and you would think because I'm initiated in a certain spiritual path or religion or whatever you want to call it, and in those religions, it's revealed usually in the beginning or at some point who called and chose you in that religion, like a Oshun, a Goon. Yeah, you guys know how it goes down. Even if you're not initiated, you probably have read about it or heard about it. And I do have a certain deity who called me, and that is my mother. But and not saying that they don't do shit for me too, but it's crazy that sometimes I put Santa Morta to the side and didn't realize how much I had a calling to come and work with her, and didn't realize it, and didn't realize that she had called and chose me, and she rides hard for me, and she does a lot for me, and I fucks with Santa Morte. And for all of you loners out there, you solitary workers, witches, spiritualists, who are kind of looking for somebody to work with, Santa Morte may be a good match for you. She goes hard, and she works fast, and but don't get it fucked up. She's jealous and she will fuck you up. And I think at times, sometimes I forget too, that Santa Morte is over all the dead. And I think that's one of the biggest things recently that I didn't like put two and two together. And I did what I did, and I was like, wait. I was like, oh shit, Santa Morte governs all the dead. I didn't, it just wasn't, the bub just wasn't coming on. And I was like, it really just showed me her power in a different way, and really just, yeah, it hit differently. And I was like, Santa Morte is that bitch. She really is. And like I said, for all you loners out there looking for somebody to work with who are not initiated and who don't want to be initiated or who can't afford to be initiated, maybe you should come and fuck with Santa Morte. Maybe some of you guys are already working with Santa Morte. And if you are, and you're not seeing the results yet that you want to, maybe you're not doing something right. Sit down and talk with her, you guys. Pray more. Um, you may see certain ways that other people do it online with their Santa Morte. It may not be the right way. That might not be the right way for you and how you deal with Santa Morte, okay? Every Santa Morte is different. And since Santa Morte really is just the face of many spirits, I feel like in a sense you gotta think like I just said, and it wasn't clicking for me that Santa Morte is over the dead. Lot of spirits. Think of all the people who have died up until now, with you being born and you living your life now. So billions, trillions probably. Okay. So this was King of the Root, aka the Cursed Prophet, or we could say this was the Cursed Prophet, aka King of the Root, back with another video. Talk with you guys soon.